How creative are you when you feel anxious? When you approach your work with emotions like this continually guiding you, a pattern develops. So, how do you start to feel good on the journey to success? Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, self-care strategist, and creator of the Seasons self-care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. Today's Q&A episode is rooted in feeling good while going about building the life and business that you envision. You've heard the saying that success is a journey. And can it feel far away sometimes? Oh, yes. It involves so many different steps. Some involve your plans and ideas, and others involve other people. And what I've found is that a large percentage involves your inner world, your beliefs and corresponding thoughts. But even deeper, it's how your body relates to everything you think and do. Your body. There's an imprint on your physical memory that's implanted in your nervous system. It's the thing that prompts you to move forward with ease and excitement, and it's the part of you that holds you back, makes you distract yourself, or causes you to procrastinate. If you have certain elements of work that you know will move you forward, but they feel sticky or stagnant, and you just can't seem to move to the next step, I just want to say there's nothing wrong with you. Your body is working with old internalized information from what you've experienced, witnessed, or really if you look into epigenetics, which I think is so cool, something else maybe that has happened that you can't even find the source of. I want you to think about, you've probably heard the term ancestral trauma. That is related to epigenetics and it impacts us. So all of these sticking points are what get in the way of you feeling good as you're trying to grow. And you know what? It's not just in business, it's in everything. It's the thing that holds you back from going to the gym and trying a new exercise, like getting there at all maybe, or going for a walk, or trying a new yoga class, or trying a new food that you just know is going to make you feel good. You hear all these good things, you read all the reports, and you're thinking, okay, I just need to do this, but something keeps stopping you. Or you start on the journey of health and wellness, and then you sabotage yourself. Like, what is it that keeps pulling you back into your old ways? It's being human, but it's all of these things and it's stuck in your body. So understanding it and just having an idea about it is really the beginning of helping you be able to make some shifts. So how do you get to making some progress? And is it even possible to feel good while doing it? Again, a lot of people who make choices to change things in their life, the idea first comes, oh, this is going to be hard. It's going to be a slog. Oh, here we go. I got to go to the gym, or I got to go eat some green things, or I got to go have that conversation with the person. Oh, it's going to be hard. Like, we tell ourselves things as well, based on what our body has experienced internally, like those feelings, the things that are at the root of your anxiety or at the stagnance that happens inside of you. Well, first, let me start by asking you a few questions. How effective are you when you're stressed? Like, are you making good decisions? Are you really connecting with people in a way that makes them want to have a relationship with you or do business with you? What is your energy? Is it the kind that's welcoming people in, or is it pushing people away? Are you finding yourself having out-of-body experiences where you're like saying these words and witnessing yourself saying these words and thinking, why am I saying these words? Because the stress is driving the car? Well, another question for you. Think about that. Another question. How creative are you when you're feeling anxious? Like, can you really access all that's possible when you're worried, when you're stressing about what could happen? And again, these are we all feel these things. So it's totally human to feel these things. But what happens to your creativity? In my experience, it shuts down. And when I witness it in others around me, I just see, like, I can see, well, they're not seeing this possibility or that possibility. They're stuck in this feeling of everything that could go wrong and things to be afraid of. And again, I've been there too many times. And so there's nothing wrong with having these emotions. Like, this is life in the human experience sometimes. Yet when you approach your work with these emotions continually leading the way, a pattern starts to develop and it becomes your default. So let me ask you another question. I've got 2 more questions. Why do you work in the first place? Okay, well, let's think about this. To fund your lifestyle, right? To eat, to pay your rent, your mortgage, to be able to have a vehicle to drive around perhaps, or pay for transit. And then really what comes next, like what's at the root of it that you really sometimes don't even want to look at because it feels too big and too precious, but to honor your calling, if you are doing the work that you love, or if you're wanting to do the work that you love, like, it's connected to honoring your calling. And then attached to that also, it can be one and the same, but contributing to society, right? You're a good person. You want to see others succeed. You want to see the world become a better place. You want to be a part of making that happen. And I really believe, look at the great leaders in the world who you look up to, right? Gandhi, Mother Teresa. For many people, look at Oprah, like what she's been able to do. Great leaders around the world who are doing incredible things today and who have done them in the past. They're contributing to society, and we see that and we love that, and we want that too. We want to be able to be a part of that. And it doesn't have to be on this big, massive stage. It can be in your home. It can be on your street. It can be at the store, the people you bump into, the people you work with, right? Another reason why we work, we want to buy stuff. We want to buy stuff that we want. We want to let ourselves have desires, and we want to go and get those things. And why do we do that? If you listen to Monday's episode, it's because we're trying to access a feeling. Everything's connected to a feeling. And it's great. It's all part of the journey. And so how much of all of these reasons why you work are attached to how you want to feel, right? If you want to do all these things to feel good, why are we sometimes or often not letting ourselves feel good along the journey? It's like we're buying into this belief that success has to be hard. It has to take a long time. It's got to feel just like drudgery. Otherwise, we're doing something wrong and we're not really going to achieve anything. Really, that's not the feeling that we're after. We're going to go through all this drudgery, we're going to do all these things, and then we're going to end up having the things, and then we'll feel good. Well, how's it working for you? How's it working for you so far? It has not worked for me in my life. I go through the cycles of this all the time. It's never like a one and done, okay, I got it. Now I'm just going to feel good all the time. I haven't found that magic bullet. I have found some practices to help me along the way to start to feel better more of the time, though. Man, your work takes up a significant amount of your life. How much of it feels good? Right? How can you breathe some self-care into your work routine? Some self-care love. I just love that. Self-care love. What would change if you started to feel good? Do you think maybe not only would your days just feel brighter, but maybe you'd even attract more opportunities? Those people that you've been wanting to connect with would just kind of somehow appear because you feel good. And we really are magnetic beings. I really believe this. We're getting into, I think this is physics. I don't know. Physics is like a trip. My son is telling me it's wild. I know some basic physics. And so I will say that we are magnetic beings. We're all connected, and, we're connected. As a woman, I can say connected to the moon, baby. And are we connected to the sun? I think so, right? It's our circadian rhythms. It all works together. I could geek out on the science. I won't. But being magnetic beings, we are impacted by other people's energy, other people's behaviors. Like it's not just, oh, look what they did. It's the energy that they did it in. And you can say that about yourself if you really look at it, I'm sure. Right? I've seen this myself. I can do something. I can be like making a meal with my family or for my family. And I can be like stressing out. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. Oh, this isn't working. That's not working. Oh, why do I have to do this anyway? Somebody else make dinner. And I don't know. Does that really create the nice vibe for a beautiful meal with my loved ones? Not so much. Can I put on some music? Can I, say, hey, what a gift that I have food to be able to share with my loved ones, that I have a home that I can stream music, 24/7, any kind of song I want. And I can really get into those vibes and be grateful and think about what amazing conversation I'm going to have over dinner. I want to hear what happened in the lives of my loved ones. I want to know, right? This is more than just, one more meal, I got more dishes. No, I want to have the energy of gratitude. Now, do I have that all the time? No. I mean, hey, human over here. However, a lot of the time I feel really good. Like music helps me, I gotta say, but it is the gratitude. Like I have everything I wanted. I have everything I dreamed for. An incredibly beautiful, happy, healthy family. We love each other, right? And, I'm not sure where you find yourself. If this is your experience, I just want to tell you, you get to have what you want. It starts though with you believing, and it starts with the energy on the inside. And so we feel each other's energy. Like go back to that dinner analogy. My family feels it if I'm not in the vibe, and they feel it when I am, even if they're not in the vibe. They start to kind of calibrate to how my energy is. And I'm saying this not to say, okay, we need to be the custodians and orchestrators of other people's energy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that even when you're not trying to impact somebody else, your energy is impacting them. And they get to let that in or not. That's up to them. But that's one of my ways of making an impact in the world. It's just showing up in my cleanest, most grateful energy as often as I can. I mean, I don't do it all the time. There is no perfection. I do believe that the other feelings we experience, the depth of emotion, the sadness, the even feelings of regret, like all of those things teach us things, and they motivate us in different ways. And they give us the contrast that we need to sometimes feel the gratitude that maybe otherwise we don't see. So I just want to say, breathe some self-care, love into your life, into your work routine. Like start at home, then bring it into your work routine. See what happens. Bring it into your business. May you find that it expands what's possible for you. And if nothing else, in the moment, you're going to feel so much better. Like pleasure. We get to have pleasure. You get to feel good right in this moment, even if it means reminding yourself of the outcome that you're working towards. I just really want you to take it in. Like, don't wait to feel good. We don't know that we're promised tomorrow or the next moment, right? We really don't. And I've had enough loss in my life the last decade, which I'll be talking about next week, to know. Seeing it, and you've been there, you understand. And the power is in your hands at this moment in time. And I just want you to know it can feel like a lot. Like, whoa, I got to turn this ship around. That takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of undoing of old behaviors and thought patterns and really tuning into how you're feeling. I just want you to know you don't have to do this alone. In fact, if you want to feel good, what does the feeling of support do for your level of enjoyment? Like you can choose to go it alone. And I've done this a lot in the past, and I truly believe it slowed my progress. So finding a community or even just one other person to walk through the sticking points, curiosities, or pivots in life and business, they can move you faster and help you feel better than doing it all on your own. Like feeling like you have to do it all yourself, I want you to know it's a trauma response. It's perfectionism. It's wild to consider, I know, but truly it's at the root. And when you have a witness, a mirror, encouragement from someone, everything can shift. Community has helped me grow. And it's helped many others in my midst as well. And this is something that we're really focusing on in the Seasons Collective, a place for you to step into the next phase of your life or business evolution in a community that places a high value on personal growth, connection, and making a positive impact in the world without burning out. And truly, it's for the woman who owns her worth and who wants to serve from a place of overflowing energy and well-being. And this creates the impact that she's wanting, and it amplifies it as well, because it all starts with her nourishing herself, like in all the ways. So to learn how you can be part of this community, go to the link in the show notes for the details. I mean, it'd be such a pleasure to see you in there and to walk along this journey with you and hear, like, what are your dreams? What are the things that you want to do to make an impact in the world? I mean, I'm so grateful for the people in my life. They're doing incredible things, and they're pushing their growth edges, and they're bumping up against old belief systems, BS as they call it. Your belief systems are your BS. And they're making the steps forward. And I love it. I love they take the steps, they fall down, they cry, they take a nap, but then they get up and they try again. And I celebrate that every time. And then when they actually make like serious progress of some kind, something notable or something big, whatever, I'm celebrating that. But really, I love to celebrate even more just the optimism of getting up and trying again and believing in the power of your dreams. So there's a place for you. If this is the place, great. If not, I'm sure there are many other places that you can look as well. I just invite you to find someone, some place to be that encourager for you who can really get on board with celebrating what you have in mind for your future to make an impact in the world. Thank you so much for listening today. And if you got something valuable from this, like, let me know. I'd love to hear, shoot me an email, send me a DM, and please forward this message to someone you feel in your life who may need to hear this. Perhaps you have somebody going through something like wanting to stop banging their head against the wall. Maybe this will help. Feel free to forward that. And of course, please go and leave a review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you leave reviews. It's really how this podcast gets out into the world. And I would just love to reach more people with the message that truly you can have the life of more and you can feel good doing it. And we get to do it together. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.